several months now. There's a story behind every song, like the songs that captured the struggle of the civil rights movement and farm workers movement. YAMA helped me find my song. I never used to have a passion for music until I got my little hands on the big instrument, the cello. At first I was uncertain of YAMA and the 2-hour practices every day after school. I was intimidated because I never had an ear for music or fully understood its beauty. Even more, I was scared that I would not be able to make music. YAMA guided me through it, and I was soon part of a family. Now I want you guys to think about how you have to work hard for what you love and how important it is to try. Look at me now. I am more confident about myself and sharing my story and music with my family, community, and the world. Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Contreras, and I've been in YAMA for 3 years, and I play the violin. To me, YAMA is about music, family, and care. In 2013, we started with basically nothing, just 11 kids, like barely enough to make an orchestra, but we got stronger and we are still growing now. One time we played at Garfield Elementary, and everyone was inspired by the music we played. Lin Hsu asked who would join YAMA next year. Some kids raised their hands, some were shy. But next year, lots of kids joined. 46 kids joined in 2014, and this year 52 kids joined. It made me feel great and confident. I didn't feel that way before. YAMA transformed me in my studies and my math. As more kids join, it is really fun to share our care and our music. Thank you.
My name is Jason Martinez. I've been in YAMA for 3 years and I play the bass. To me, YAMA is like a home where you can be confident and know that people have your back. In YAMA, I am reliable to people and they are reliable to me. YAMA really helped me a lot because before I was horrible in math, but when I joined YAMA, I got more confident and even passed all my MSPs 3rd through 5th grade. Now, when you go home, think about what I said and remember my words. Love music. It can make your life better too.
Hola, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Flor Mateos. Yo soy madre de 3 de las muchachas que ven aquí. Estas clases de música nos han enseñado a nuestra familia la comunicación sin palabras. El estar cerca una de la otra. Cuando ensayas se va el coraje y la frustración. Eso dicen mis hijas. Al oír el violín o la viola, mis hijas se han vuelto más seguras de sí mismas y un orgullo de la familia. Hace poco falleció mi abuelito. La doctora nos dijo que lo último que perdería era su sentido. Un día antes de fallecer, disculpen, ellas le tocaron con su instrumento favorito, el violín. Y sabemos que él las escuchó y se llenó de orgullo. Disculpen. Además, ellas tienen la oportunidad de conocer personas que están relacionadas con la música, tener una mejor oportunidad de unir a la comunidad sin comunicarse con las personas que les gusta también la música, tener proyectos a futuro. Eso es importante para los adolescentes, pues están pensando en algo positivo y no en algo negativo. Creo firmemente que YAMA cambiará la vida de muchos adolescentes, de muchos niños y sus familias. Por consecuencia, seremos una mejor comunidad y pasaremos el mensaje a otras comunidades. Apoyemos a nuestros niños, porque ellos es el futuro y de nosotros depende darles buenas raíces para que esto funcione. Eso está haciendo YAMA. Gracias.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lin Hsu, and like David and Jason, I've also been in YAMA for 3 years now. I have the distinct pleasure this afternoon of representing not only YAMA, but also the Sistema Fellows. 3 years ago now, I had the privilege of being able to train in El Sistema in Venezuela, founded by Dr. Abreu. And never would I have imagined when I was there that I'd be sitting here today in front of you all with my people, the YAMA Orchestra, and our families. So one of my favorite nucleos that I visited was in a neighborhood called Las Panelas. And it was actually in the city of Coro, in the state of Falcón in Venezuela. And it was a little bit too far for the children in the neighborhood of Las Panelas to make it to Coro. There was a nucleo there, a music center where they practiced in orchestras, choirs, traditional Venezuelan folk ensembles, but the neighborhood was too dangerous for the children to walk around by themselves after 5. You never knew what was going to happen if there were gunshots. That was a very common occurrence. And so there was a woman named Isandra who gave up her home. She moved in with a friend, and she turned her home into a nucleo so that the children in that neighborhood could go and practice every single day. When I arrived, I had my viola on my back, and the children there, as soon as they saw my viola, they said, maestra, dame una lección, por favor. Immediately, as soon as I arrived, I was in it. I was leading a viola sectional before about 30 seconds. My French horn playing colleague was working with the violinist in what used to be the bathroom, and then a tuba playing colleague then was in the backyard next to a chicken coop, and the chickens laid eggs, which they sold to also help fund instrument repairs, because we know instruments break. So they were very creative about how they did that. And the sun up till sundown, we were at Las Panelas. We felt this inexplicable pull, a magnetic force to be in that nucleo. So this idea of a nucleo is kind of like a musical nucleus of a cell. It's the center, and a really potent center that people felt really pulled by. At Las Panelas, I was there with a friend who was also a choir director, and as soon as they found out that she led a choir, even though they don't usually have choir rehearsals on Saturdays, they went knocking door to door, and within 30 minutes, my living room sectional of violas was sharing the space with a choir because they'd found all the children in the neighborhood, and they brought them. They said, the director of the choir is here. Let's go. We're going to have a practice. And it was just this pervasive, powerful experience to have music and a common love and sharing of music to be at the center of a community. So all these friends that I'm talking about, I feel I should mention them to you. As you saw earlier, Dr. Abreu did win the TED Prize in 2009, and his wish was to start a training program to train 50 young musicians to bring El Sistema Nucleos to the United States and around the world. So my French horn playing colleague, tuba playing colleague, they're all up there with me. And that's me, with Dr. Abreu, of course. It was a really incredible privilege to be able to receive his inspiration firsthand and to say that you should never place any limits on the possibility of what you can create. There are more than 270 nucleos now in Venezuela alone, and this is probably a count as of 2009. They're growing so rapidly, and now there's hundreds around the world, more than 100 in the United States. The fellows that you saw previously are now running successful programs in New York, Boston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, and of course, Yakima. And what we came to find at every single nucleo that we visited was that people in the community knew about the orchestra. When we would go from city to city, we would sometimes get lost, and if we had to ask anyone, a food vendor, a local shopkeeper, ¿Dónde practica la orquesta? Where does the orchestra practice? They would smile, they would point us this way, that way, and we'd follow the sounds of strings, clarinets, laughter, and we would arrive. And this was city after city after city that we experienced this pervasive love and connection, gathering together at the center, the nucleo, and it spilling outward. So Dr. Abreu talked about 3 concentric circles of impact of an El Sistema program. At the very center, you have the personal. And As you see these children in front of you today, every single one of them has a story. We heard about confidence from Jason, David, and Florencia. We heard about the way that each individual child is impacting their family. And we heard about that from Flor. We're starting to see this ripple effect outward when we pour all of this love and determination and hard work into the children who are here in front of us, that each child touches countless more people that they connect with, and then each one of those people then touches even more. So every single one of us in the room today is touched in some way by this experience of the hard work of the children you see in front of you. So I want to end and leave you with a challenge to your imagination as you listen to our YAMA Chamber Orchestra perform their final piece. And I want to know, what are all of the possibilities that you can imagine for each individual child up here in this room, not only to change their family for the better, to transform their school and their neighborhood, but also the valley, the state, and as Florencia even said, dare I say, the world. Thank you very much.